Wait, what's going on YouTube? Is Donnie B all day. So I am bringing you, today's gonna be the day that I'm bringing you the Hibben knife. So I'm bringing you the Gil Hibben Survivor that was requested by Maurice and even paid for. He donated to the channel to get this blade reviewed. He said if it breaks, I can just turn it into another knife. If it doesn't break, I can just use it as a knife. So that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna find out if this Hibben is bueno or no bueno. So from tip to the end of this nut that never belongs on a knife, that, you know, because it should be full tang unless you're holding on a guard with that's still full tang, all the way to the end of that is 15.5 inches. It's a 10-inch blade. It says razor sharp os 6, which I wish it wasn't. I wish it was better than that. Black packawood handles. I guess that's black enough. That's black enough to be black. And leather sheath. I'll actually pull out the leather sheath because it is nice, and maybe I won't because I left it in the other room. So just trust me, it's nice. I think I left it in the other room, either that or I dropped it somewhere. But this is it. Now, he wanted to find out if this knife is a user. We talked about it a little bit already. From this point on, Gil Hibben basically just stole Jimmy Lyle's design. That's all it was. The Rambo 2, 10 inches long. This one's maybe 10 1/4, somewhere in there. But 10 inches long, it was black here on Lyle's knife, but the same exact design. Same thing, the wire cutter that goes to a wedged front, a swedged front. He just took that blade, which is weird because Gil Hibben usually likes to do his own stuff, which I appreciate, but this one's not one of them. Where Gil Hibben went away from Lyle was on this area right here. This happens to be the worst area of the knife. First of all, it is a rat tail tang. Horrible. I would never, ever put a rat tail on a knife, ever. The guard is awful. The contouring is awful. And it's ugly. It is butt ugly, this handle. For some reason, it almost looks like the blade like fell down a little bit. It's like off. This should be down. It just looks bad. It's so bad. This guard is just horrible. This guard is not bad. This guard's not bad. Way in the end. So if you really wanted to choke down, it gives you a little bit of extra space, and it'll hold your hand on there pretty nice and tight. That's not bad. You do have 1, 2, and trace lashing points. So if you really wanted to lash it, you can. No. But we're going to go and figure this out. It feels solid, even though it has that little tiny tang in there, which just makes me sick. If this thing holds up and it doesn't break, I am definitely recontouring this handle because it is so uncomfortable. From here around, right here is okay, but back here it's square. It's too big, but he had to, I guess, leave a bunch of wood because it's a cheap rat tail to where maybe it wouldn't break off. I don't know. It is United Cutlery, so you can feel every change, anything that's in there. You can feel like if I gave this to Blind Samurai, he would be able to say, okay, this is where the wood stops. Oh wait, there's a spacer. He'd be able to pick out everything, even though he can't see, because nothing is really smooth on this knife. But we are going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out and find out if it works. I'm still editing the Orlando trip. It's just going to be a bunch of snippets put together. I was supposed to meet up with Scab, but Scab got his job full-time, so he got moved up. So great for Scab. Horrible for us because me and Scab really wanted to meet up. We tried, but he checked his schedule. He got a new schedule while we were out there, and he ended up having to work every single night I was there, which put a damper on things. So we will try. Maybe he can come up to Mass. He's going to need a little help. Let's boost him up. The guy, he's almost at 2,000. Let's get him up there. So let's see. It says razor sharp. Let's see. It's dander sharp, that's for sure. Let's see. I can feel it scraping my arm. Oh, I think it's breaking some hairs. But it's not really shaving some hairs. So is it shave sharp? Not really. It kind of broke some hair sharp. But they call it razor sharp? No. And this is out of the box, not used, not done anything with. So it has no reason not to be razor sharp if it says razor sharp. So that's why none of my knives say razor sharp. Because if you get one that's not razor sharp, I don't want to have false advertising. But let's give it a whirl. So you're going to notice the old compound here is getting pretty fluffy. And that's because we still, since we just got back from vacation, we were still waiting for the people to come and do all the tree work and whatnot. So I don't know when they're coming, man. I don't know when. I'm hoping it's soon. Because I want it. All right, so the old stump. First, let's see how this thing is going to ride the wave. Check the balance, 4-foot drop, 4 feet from tip to stump. And being a big heavy knife, it's going to do that a lot. Let's do a couple hard downward throws. Hard downward throws are going to tell us if this is on nice and tight. If it's not, it'll start to wiggle and jiggle. And it'll tell us how good the tip is and how much bite we can expect. And the bite should be good because it's a swedged long tip. And it's not bad. It's not bad. I actually got pretty good bite. There we go. There we go. Not bad at all. Got about 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches of bite on there. All right, so let's test it out with the rope first before we do any kind of hard hitting with it. All right, we'll see if we can get a push cut. Sharp enough for that. Sharp enough for the push cut. I like that. I'm not sure how thick this is. This could be 5 or 6 millimeters, but at least it's got a good thickness to it. Let's cut some of the nice thick wire, and we will make sure that there is nothing going on in the edge. And so far, so good. So good. I want it to work. I want it to work. So let's see. Let's see if we can do a little chop action right here real quick before we get something to baton through. And let's see if we can hit it a little better. And let's see if we can hit it even better. That's better. That's the kind of stuff I like. Uh-oh. Can't tell if I just felt a wobble or not. I can't tell. Something felt weird, but it may not have been. It may not have been. It just might have been me. All right, so let's find something to baton through. All right, we got this beast right here. Let's see if we can't smash it. Man, those grooves are gonna tear this thing up. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Well, it's not splitting the wood very good. Did I dent the tip? I may have bent the tip. Wow, it is tearing up this baton. It is having a really hard time going through. I don't know what that was. Yeah, I did bend the tip a little bit, but that's okay. It's just a little. Just shows you, I mean, the steel is not great on this. They didn't use a very good steel. I'm going to have to take it out and start again. This thing is not wanting to go through. Let's see if we can't just get it out. Get it out! Now this will tell us if it's going to be hopefully decent. Let's see. Let's see. All right. I think we're almost there. We're almost there. I'll tell you what, for a knife that didn't want to go through, now it doesn't want to come out. Uh-oh. Yeah, the rat tail is already breaking. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I got to get this out of there without any more damage, or we're not going to be able to do any testing. All right. Let's see. So the tip, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell, but the tip is going that way, just at the tip. Just at the tip. As far as the back, well, now you can see spacing here and spacing there. See the light going through it? And it is just moving in the hand. Man, do I want to continue? Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. That's what he sent it to me for, right? So he wants to know if it's any good. So far, what I can tell you from this knife is this is not your camp knife. You know, if anybody tells you that this is a knife you can use for real, like this is a real Survivor knife, they are wrong. Let's see if I can go just to the edge here. There we go. I'll go to the soft stuff that the bugs have been eating. Man, and the bugs are in there like crazy. See all these little holes? Those are homes. There's these little white bugs everywhere. They're like maggots with legs. So, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'll try to get a little bit more meat. All right, hit a knot, so that's not going to go anywhere else. Let me try and take it out without... How am I going to take it out without damaging the handle anymore? Man, oh man. Dilemma. Dilemma. So, a knife should be judged on, is this something that you can trust your life on? I'll tell you what, bug guts. I'm going to show you. I don't know if they're going to come out on a video, but you see all the little squirmers right there? Look at them, there's a jillion of them that just came out of that log. Those weren't up there before. Those all came out of there. Crazy. So, a Survivor knife or survival knife is supposed to be a knife that you know that if you get stuck in the woods, you can survive with it. It's going to be able to handle every task. So far, the edge held up. The tip is clearly bent. Hoping you guys can pick that up. I don't know if I'm getting it straight enough, but it's completely bent. It goes this way. But I mean, it is what it is, I guess. See that? So far, if I was to recommend a knife, definitely, I would say no, just because of the early failures with the rat tail. And that's, I mean, between the bending, I was going to do some, you know, downward stabs and then do some prying. But now I really don't want to pry because it's bent. I wonder if I could bend it back by prying. Oh wow, it just bent to the other side. It overcorrected and bent to the other side. So if you are thinking about one of these knives as far as your survival knife, I'm going to tell you right now, it took almost zero effort. And I didn't try to break it, honestly. I didn't want to. It takes zero effort to break something that I didn't want to break. Man, there's a lot of holes in this log. Let's see how the saw back is going to work. That's not like the Lyle. For some reason, the Lyle really cuts. This thing is doing nothing. I wonder if I could find some more of that chicken wire, because with the Lyle, I actually used it to cut some wire. And I'm wondering if this one will do the same. It's rattling right here. It's like moving all over in my hand. Let's see what else we can do with it. So I used to have some wire fencing right there. I forgot I removed it. Okay, so no wire fencing. Let's at least see if we can take out some of these thin pieces without having the blade fly off and kill me. There we go. Look at how nice the cut is. The edge isn't bad, right? I mean, the balance, I hate. Trying to spin this blade, it wants to kick out so bad. The balance on this knife is one of the worst I've ever felt. I'll tell you guys, if you want like a Rambo tribute style knife, the John J. Tribute Bowie, my design, the D-Bad John J. Tribute, made by the Kukri House, is a jillion times better than this thing is. This thing cuts really nice. Look at this. Cuts really nice on the thin stuff. I mean, really nice. The problem is, if you swing any harder than an 8-year-old girl, you're going to start breaking that. Look at that. Look at that. Clean cuts. Clean cuts. It's easy, easy peasy on the light stuff. Let's go try some not so light stuff. All right, I'm gonna give it a few hits. Hopefully the blade won't break off and catch me in the chest. Whoa, it just, you can't make that up. Guys, that was from Batoning. I don't want to swing too hard. Let me see if I can. Man, I'm trying to hit it like a little biatch, because I really don't want this thing snapping off and bouncing back at my eyeball. Let me take off the ring, because this thing is sending shocks and pain all through the hand. If somebody tells you that they hit with this thing and it's great and you should buy it, maybe you should ask them what they hit. Ask them, because they might have been popping balloons at a child's party, not hitting it. I mean, it's just getting, I'm tapping, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And now it's great on the small stuff, but man, on the big stuff, that is no joke. Let's see. It's just getting worse and worse. Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is kind of a piece of crap. It's kind of a piece of crap. Great for like cutting like little rinky-dink stuff like that. It's great for that. If I didn't use it like a survival knife, and I barely used it like a survival knife, then who knows, maybe this would be like my Rambo 2. My Rambo 2 I use for doing like the small stuff, what I was just doing over there with the hitting the small. I got like, look at my pinky. Can't get in there. It's already like bruised everywhere. This thing is garbage. If I'd known it was going to be this bad, and I expected it to be better than it is, oh man, this thing, okay, so this part of the guard really hit your hand hard. I would have used it very, very light. Like my my fake Lyles, my Rambo 2, you know, the signature editions, those I already know aren't made for use. I already know it. But this knife, they sell it claiming that it's a knife made to be used. It's, you know what I mean? At least the Rambo 2 is said to be, it's said to be a wall hanger. They basically say it's a wall hanger, and I proved that it can be used. I'm getting bit. I proved you could use it more than a wall hanger, right? I proved that the Rambo 2 can cut down 1-inch forest trees, you know, and I take my Rambo 2 out and I do stuff like this, where I'm just cutting crap down, you know what I mean? And that's what this would be good for if I didn't listen and try and use it as a knife. However, I was asked to use this as a knife, and it lasted a minute. Yeah, guys, if you really want to buy a like a Rambo style knife, go to the Cougar House, go to D-Bad Creations, get a real working Rambo style knife, not this garbage. I've seen other guys out there making homemade Rambo style knives that are just ugly, crappy looking handles, this, that, just some bogus looking crap. I promise you, I'm not going to design anything bogus looking, and whatever I design is going to work. It's not going to be this. Speaking of that too, the most badass Heartstopper style knife ever produced will be done in like a couple weeks. They sent me pictures. It is looking phenomenal, and it is beastly. It is beastly, and the handle is awesome. All right, so let's see if we can at least get a throw here. Let's see how many tries. Oh, I didn't want to miss that. I really didn't want to miss that. The less work I have to do to make this into something cool, the better. There we go. First try! I can't believe that other one, right before I was ready to throw it, I just dropped it from like 4 yards away, and it bounced off. All right, so what do we have here? We have a wall hanger. This, I don't like the term wall hanger. I don't like to say wall hanger. I don't like to think that a knife is a wall hanger, because I think every knife has a purpose, and this one does. If I bought this brand spanking new, and I'll show you what I mean. I cannot speak English. I actually am of English tongue. So if I bought this thing with the intent of not using it as a real knife, but like not a survival knife, but I came over here to these 1-inch forest trees and I said, boop, because these are easy to cut. Boop. This is what I do with my fake Jimmy Lyles, right? This is what I do with the Hollywood Collectibles Group hollow handle Rambos. I cut these. That's what I use them for. And I use them for it all the time, and they're great. They will not break hitting that kind of stuff. That's what this knife is good for. Good for very, very, very light work. Very light work. Using this knife to actually hit, bad idea. This is not a survival knife. This is not a real knife. I mean, it's a real knife. It's a real blade. But it is built like absolute freaking garbage. This whole thing is garbage. I got a crack down here. I got a crack down here. It's separated on both sides. Let's take it apart. All right, so as we take this apart, don't forget, of all the things I'm showing you, all the bad parts, don't forget that just batoning the tip of this decided to change course. The heat treats on these, wow, is it garbage. Garbage. I hate saying a knife is really, really bad, but when a knife performs, or, you know, lack thereof, to this manner, especially in such a short amount of time, and especially a knife who, this guy, I mean, Gil Hibben's a master, and his name is on this, and this is what they do to Gil Hibben's name. Come on, man. And Gil Hibben, I'm not gonna lie, Gil Hibben did design it as a rat tail, but at least he used better steel. I mean, I hate that he didn't make his knives full tang. You know what I mean? He did a lot of rats, and rats just suck. I don't know what he's thinking with that, but as a master, I wouldn't have guessed. And who knows if this is a rat tail, or if this is just, maybe it's like a half tang and this is screwed in. We're about to find out how bad this really is. How bad this construction really, really is. I am getting skeeters. There's a skeeter on my Peter, whack it off. Oh no, it is. It's a true rat. Let's see if we can't wiggle that thing off. I mean, doesn't look like there's any glue on it. It looks like it's just shoved right in there. That's what it looks like to me, boys and girls. Let's see if we can't get this a little ways down and then try and pry. Look at this. Look at this. If you're buying a knife and you can't see there's metal right here, probably don't buy that knife. Probably, maybe. It's not a guarantee that you shouldn't, but man, if I can just, oh my gosh. It's not even a true rat. It's a welded on rat. So what they can do normally is, see how this tang is right here. What you can do is you can thin out the tang at the end and thread two sides. So if I wanted to thread this part right here, I can screw something on to this with this being flat. Even though, you know, it would have two sides not touching, this would screw on perfect. And that would be ultimate strength. So if you are going to build yourself a rat, for love of God, don't do that. Don't weld in a piece like that. That is so shoddy. Look how bent this thing is from just using. I mean, it would be, if I had this knife for 3 weeks, now the third week, oh man, I finally damaged it using it constantly, hard use, blah, blah, blah. Then somebody might say, okay, well, you know, at least it lasted that long. This thing did not. I don't know if I can get this guard off. We're going to try. Oh, yeah. You guys are going to, I mean, this is United Cutlery, and why I have such a love-hate relationship with United Cutlery. They just are the most inconsistent knife company on the planet. People buy their stuff and, oh, I love it. Oh, United Cutlery, blah, blah, blah. This is how they make knives, guys. This is how they make knives. This heat treat is just, no good. I mean, I thought there was no glue on it, but it's sporadic. There's like glue in some places, not glue in other places. So I just might have to take this blade and turn it into a different blade. Which means I'm not going to need this guard, because this guard is useless because it's way too big to be a guard. And B, it would never fit anything, because I would never make a blade that thin, right? No. I would never do that. Would never do that. I have sense. This is just so poorly done. So poorly done. Let's see. I'm going to keep trying. Hold on a second. All right, it didn't take that long because it only had to go through that much freaking tang. So here's your spacer. Oh, that's your tang right there. Yippee. You can see right here, like, that's how much blade should be going through. Instead, there's that much. It's just so bad. There's your pommel with your screw. Now, this must be welded onto there, this bolt head, because the bolt head doesn't move. It turns this entire thing. Here's your cracked, bad, broken, awful, poorly contoured, chipped grip. Awful. If you are a knife maker and you're doing this, shame on you. If you're a knife maker and you're doing this, double shame on you. Now, if I choke up to the end of the choil, that gives me about 4 inches. Mosquitoes! It gives me about 4 inches from the end of the ricasso, the end of the choil, all the way to the end here. I am thinking, possibly, of coming around here, maybe coming like this into there, and then this coming curling up, and that way I can do a full hidden tang. So I knock this little piece of crap out of there, or if I go all the way to the end, I can put like a guard just on the end. So you won't have a rat tail, you'll have a rat stump, which is okay. If you're doing that just to hold on this, not to hold on this, a rat tail should never hold this on. A rat tail can hold this on. No problem. Yeah, I'm good with that. But, man, I don't even know if it would work because it's so bent. But, man, I'm going to have to hacksaw this down to here, cut up here, cut here, make this one sweep, and then maybe do some kind of, maybe I'll use like a micarta or a G10, and I'll build some scales for it. And I will have the scales will surround the tang because it's not wide enough to be full. But what I will do is I will enclose it, but it will still be full all the way to the end. So it'll go all the way to the back. And that'll save it. Even though this heat treat even though this heat treat sucks and the tip is still bent, maybe I can grind it down a little more and take out the skinny tip. And if I change the profile, come up to here, then it'll give me, like a 9.5 inch blade, which would be fine. And then the rest would work. If you guys are serious about looking into this knife, this Gil Hibben knife, I am telling you right straight out, no holds barred, this is not your knife. If you want a survival knife, get a knife that works, a real knife. This is not that knife. This thing is crap. It's built like crap. The stuff they use is just crap. The heat treat is crap. Crap. Other than that, it's awesome. It's just great. But even if I want to thread this, I could do this. If I thread this and then get a metal pipe, a threaded pipe, then I can put the metal pipe all the way on and it'll be threaded. That thing won't move at all. I could do that. So, I don't know. I got some options to play around with. But I even got a chip back here. So maybe the steel isn't even as good as I thought. I knew AUS 6 wasn't going to be good, but I thought it was going to be better than it is. Maurice, now you know. Do not buy this as your survival knife. And I'm only going to tell you this once. Again, do not buy this
as your survival knife. Do you know why? Because it's not good. This knife is garbage. So, United Cutlery, you've done it again. My love-hate relationship with you continues, and this is what you have left me to work with. Thank you very much. All right, that's it for this one. I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.